children, welcome to the science subject. This is the 4th standard, 4th lesson. The name of the lesson is solids, liquids and gases. In this lesson, we will discuss some points. The learning objectives are discuss about matter and its three states. The second one is differentiate between the three states of matter. The third one point is explain the matter can be changed from one state to another. The last one point is define solutions and its components. Okay, these are the some learning objectives. So we have to discuss these learning objectives one by one. Let us start, children. Okay, come. Things that we come across daily such as doors and windows are made up of wood, glass or metals. Books and cardboards. Boxes are made of paper. Heavenly bodies such as the moon and Mercury, Venus and Earth, the some other planets are made up of rocks. The sun is made of burning gases. Living things such as plants and animals are made up of cells. So, the things around us are made up of different materials that are made up of matter. What is the matter? Matter is, we have learned here that all materials are made up of matter. It is important for us to know about the matter. Science defines matter as anything that has mass and occupies space. It is made up of tiny particles called atoms and molecules. These particles are so small that we cannot see them with the naked eyes. For example, air is made up of molecules of gases such as nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Similarly, water is made up of molecules of hydrogen and oxygen. All living and non-living things are also made up of matter. The molecules in matter are held together by attractive forces. States of matter. Matter exists in three basic states: solids, liquids and gases. For example, water can occur in three different states: solid, ice, liquid, water and gas, water vapor. Okay, these are the three basic states of water. And then solid. The fables are tightly packed inside the jar in the above activity, so they are unable to move freely. The molecules in solids are very tightly packed. Strong forces attract the particles towards each other. So, the particles in a solid can only vibrate in their fixed positions but cannot move freely around each other. Thus, we can say that solids have fixed shape and volume, cannot move freely, are easily to hold, can be cut to definite shape. The next one, the state of matter is liquid. Petrol, diesel, milk, juice and water are some examples of liquid. We cannot hold or press a liquid. This is because molecules in a liquid are less tightly packed than those in solids. The molecules have more space between them. The forces of attraction between the molecules are strong enough to keep them close together but not enough to stop them from moving around each other. Liquid does not have any fixed shape. As they flow, we can pour liquids from one container to another. Look the picture, children. This is the examples of liquids. They take the shape of the other container into which they are poured. However, their volume remains the same. Thus, we can say that liquids have a fixed volume. Even if they change shape, they occupy the same amount of space. Have no fixed shape because of their loosely packed molecular arrangements. Can flow easily and take the shape of the container into which they are poured. Can flow from a higher level to a lower level on their draw. The next point is gases. Molecules in a gas. While performing this activity, you must have experienced that it is difficult to hold the smoke in your hand. Also, the smoke does not remain at one place in a bottle. Smoke is a gas. Molecules in a gas are far apart or very loosely packed and can move freely in all directions. Also, the forces of attraction between them are very weak. This allows the molecules to move around freely and spread out to occupy the available space. Yes, this is the example of things filled with gases. That is how the pleasant fragrance from the food spreads throughout a room. You can even smell the fragrance of a flower from a long distance. Gases have no definite shape and volume. So we can say that gases do not have a definite shape, spread out to fill up all the space available to them, thus changing their volume, flow more easily than liquids, are often invisible, can be compressed much more easily than a liquid or solid. Let us do one activity. Light an insect stick. Try to catch the smoke from the insect stick. Can you do it? Then, now try to collect the smoke in a bottle. Close the lid of the bottle and observe the smoke inside it. Does the smoke remain at one place only? No. While performing this activity, we must have experienced that it is difficult to hold the smoke in our hand. So, the smoke is a gas. We can say that gases do not have a definite shape, spread out to fill up all the space available to them, thus changing their volume, flow more easily than liquids, are often invisible, can be compressed much more easily than a liquid or solid. The next point is differences between solids, liquids and gases. Yes, there are the three columns, one column for solids and one for liquids and the last one for gases. So we have to write what are the difference between in these states. The first one, solids are rigid, liquids are not rigid, gases are not rigid. The second point is they have definite shape and volume. It means solids have definite shape and volume compared to the liquids. Liquid have definite volume but not definite shape. Gases have neither definite shape nor definite volume. The third point is solid cannot flow. Liquids can flow from higher level to lower level. Gases can flow in all directions. The fourth one point, solids cannot be compressed easily. Liquids can be easily compressed. Gases can be easily compressed. Okay, these are the differences between solids, liquids and gases. The next point is states of matter are interchangeable. It means a change in the states of water. Water exists in the liquid state when kept in the refrigerator. It changes to ice or solid from by a process known as freezing. Ice is the solid state. When an ice cube is kept out of the refrigerator, it heats up and changes to water or liquid form. This is known as melting. When we heat this melted water in a pan for some time, the water or liquid changes into vapor or steam, which is the gaseous form of water. This phenomenon of converting liquids into gaseous form is called the evaporation. When water vapor or gas is cooled, it changes back into water or liquid. This is known as condensation. Already we studied this one in the third standard. The last one is sublimation. What is the sublimation? The temperature of the surrounding is relatively higher than the temperature of the ice cream. The heat from the surrounding gases ice to melt. Okay, this is the example of the condensation. Then take a few naphthalene balls, place one of them between your cloths. You will notice that after a week the size of a naphthalene ball has reduced. What has actually happened to it? The naphthalene balls has directly changed into gas state. This process of a solid changing into gas directly is called the sublimation. Watch children, I will show some pictures of states of matter are interchangeable. The first one is freezing. Water changes to ice or solid formed by a process that is known as freezing. The second one picture that is about melting. What is melting? Ice is the solid state. When an ice is kept out of the refrigerator, it heats up and changes to water or liquid form. This process is known as melting. The third one picture shows that is a form of evaporation. What is the evaporation? Converting liquids into gaseous form. This phenomenon is called evaporation. This is a condensation. When water vapor or gas is cooled, it changes back into water or liquid. This is known as condensation. Next, sublimation. Solid changing into gas directly. This phenomenon is called sublimation. The naphthalene ball has directly changed into gaseous state. This process of a solid changing into gas directly. The next point is dissolving solids in water. Do one activity. Take a spoonful of flour from your kitchen and try to dissolve it in water at room temperature. Does the flour dissolve in water? Yes, give the answer for that. The next one activity is, now take a pinch of salt from your kitchen and try to dissolve it in water at room temperature. What did you observe? Yes, the salt get completely dissolved in water. Yes, before activity, the flour dissolve it, not dissolve in water. Then, when we compare these two activities, we find that flour does not get dissolved in water while the salt is completely dissolved in water to form a clear salt solution. This salty water is a solution of salt in water. The solid that dissolves in a liquid is called solute. The liquid in which the solid dissolved is called the solvent. So, water is the solvent and salt is the solute. Similarly, a mixture of sugar and water gives us a sugar solution, where water is the solvent and sugar is the solute. Thus, solute and solvent are the parts of a solution. I think this concept is clear to the children. Is it? Yes. Then we will move to the exercise part. Let us discuss one by one, children. Okay.